hidden in the dark there. Hidden in the dark. Now, if you were afraid that I was going to still be cheersing to the Queen tonight, fear not. The old lady's not going to turn off your computer because I'm drinking coffee. It's a Javet night, my friends. So let me get started. We haven't even... So we'll get there to this. We don't want this to fall off the desk again. That happens from time to time. Let's get a good look at this. You look at this camera, it's been through everything. There's a point in the focus where it's like the gears are like, oh, be careful around here because we're gonna break. I'll get this out of the way. Lots of updates today. I think there's a mouse in the shop. Bugger's been squeaking around. I've been trying to get the cat in here. He's a bona fide mouse, or he's a rat. He likes to eat the rats too, but you can't really tell cats what to do. It's just plain and simple part of it all. Alright, so let's get things started over here. I got some things I want to show you. I want to say hello. My name is Ron Perry. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. It says we're live. It gives us a green light. If we have a laggy stream or this or that, let me know. And we'll do what we can to fix it. I've got a couple of pieces of news that are kind of fun. And I wish I could bring my friends to them, but I don't think I can or should at this moment. Let's start up chat. Piece by piece. You know, these things, it's hard to start this thing up doing a live stream until you get people knowing which time you're going to start your stream. And heck, I don't even know when I'm going to start my stream. I've been doing it every day so far. So until we get a set time and all that jazz, people aren't going to be here right on time. However, as I can see here, we've got 5 people already. We just started. Thanks for being here. And tonight we've got some updates. We got the update on the whole climbing vines. They're not quite done yet, but you know, I'm giving them time to dry. A little bit more coffee. Coffee. It's only coffee. There's no Baileys. There's no nothing. It's all PG. Total PG. Just for you, big guy. So as you can see, we've got climbing wall vines here. And somehow, by going like this, I add shadow to it. But we got lights all over the place. That's happening. Okay, so what do you think of the vines? Last night, a comment was made by Andy Crawford, and I had immediately agreed with him about. Okay, so I can't remember exactly what Andy said, but it was like maybe you should have, or it wasn't critical. It was a good comment, and I was agreeing with him right away when he said it. Coloring the green into the somebody mucked up my window there. Could only have been me. So he was like, well, you know, it might have been a good idea, or he said something about staining with ink, green ink, on the vines. And at the time he said it, it was like, yeah, you're right. That'd be a good idea if I had some green ink around here. However, the next day, we've got this. Now, I gotta make sure focus is in. Nope, wrong way. Yeah, that's pretty good. So as you can see, there is brown showing through on the plants, but they are blending in. Remember when I was talking about the whole mosaic blend? We got ourselves a mosaic blend here, and it's got the greens from the moss and the browns from the moss stem, which is, well, maybe it's not the stem, it's probably the roots of the moss. I'm not a herbalist. Herbalist. Hello, New Haven Rails. Thanks for chatting it up. You are number one. And now we can put our chat tile on the screen. Nobody. Oh, we got to fix the latest supporter. We got a $25 supporter last night. I want to thank that guy. Gonna put him up on the old text. So let's get the chat up here first. Thanks for saying hi, New Haven Rails. If you're out there in the audience and you are from somewhere you haven't told us before, maybe if you've even told us before, say where you're from in the chat. And, that's the only piece of private information I want from you. Just a city, or maybe even a state, or maybe even a country. That's it. Nothing else. I don't want to scare you that I'm trying to. I just want to see where in the world is Carmen No. Where in the world I'm reaching, because this thing is worldwide. And I'd like to know if we're reaching Europe and Australia and the UK and everywhere else that goes on this thing. So let's get this chat window up. Window captured chat. Inner window. And we've got that. So we're going to edit scene. I'm going to make you bigger. We go like that. I'm going to press this button, see if this does what I think it's going to do. Yep. There. Now we're going to move you to the top. So that happens. And then we can go like that. And then we can change our latest supporter because he rocks. Thank you very much to Jay Martin. Contributed to the cause. Okay, news. We'll talk about this. When you guys got questions, we'll talk about this. But I'm not going to go shoot my mouth off. California. I'd love to visit there someday, John. Thanks for stopping by, Mr. Dilly. So if you got any questions about the vines, we can talk about that, but I'm not going to do a whole show about vines. We hacked that about last night, or yesterday afternoon. Last night if you're in the UK. So, first piece of news. I don't know if you've ever seen Imperial Hobby Products. Oh man, I'm screwing it up already. You know, I am a character. It's just unreal that I expect to ever be a success in this hobby with my terrible memory. It is deplorable. Anyways, IHP has street cars and subway cars, and I pitched to him an idea, and he kind of seemed into it. I don't know what I did. Must have caught him after. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. I gotta watch what I say, otherwise, you know, people get hurt. We're gonna try to keep this as PG as possible, even though I'm a little rough around the edges. Shave the beard, kind of trying to look for a clean look here. So we are going to try to make a subterranean subway scene and an elevated rail scene. And you know, those are the two scenes that I want to make. The one scene, it seems like the gentleman's really interested in getting one of those for himself, so we'll work on that. And that's the elevated rail scene. So that's what he wants. So that'll happen. And what I want is the subterranean subway scene. And if stuff progresses after that, then stuff will progress. So there's that project in the pike. Hopefully that'll start sometime. I don't know. I got so many pies in the oven, it's not funny. We're going to have to start doing a project a week. And do a collection of video. I don't know how I'm going to do it, because it's kind of really hard to come up with things to say in these videos and not seem full of PG rated. It's a PG show. Goo doo 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 doo. You know, for a hobby of old guys, it sure seems like we're really worried about catering to the kids who really don't exist all that much. But I'll do my best. I'll try to fit in the box. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, and I want you to be able to feel proud to watch my show or be a supporter. Like Jay Martin down below. So let's look in our thing, make sure this is all happening and actually there. I'm gonna have to add that information in there, but whatever. Who cares? So that's the first things. The subway, the New York, I believe it's New York. The New York subway train. I'm going to probably make a video and have some really cool music in it, like some Rod Stewart or Bruce Springsteen. I wish I could just do that all the time. Just put music, my favorite old music in the... No, I don't do rants because I swear too much. And I think that I sound stupid when I start swearing a lot. Problem with rants. Well, I do rant. I've done... I've gained a reputation on doing rants, but I never liked that. I did them after the fact. Tell you the truth, buddy. So this is... SBS P12 dash. Oh, everybody's got a dash, so that's not significant. SBS P12. Thanks for stopping by. And don't encourage me. That's the look. So, what was I saying? So we have the New York project. Yes. And then I also, now I'm not totally sure about it, but it just happened this afternoon. I got contacted out of the blue by the founder and owner of Our Home and Miniature Land in Canada. And that place is just 2 hours up the road. And when I point that way, I'm pointing east, northeast. But when I see it on camera, it's going southwest. Man, this is confusing sometimes. So yeah, that could happen. We don't have the date set, but it's going to happen in the next 2 weeks, I believe. That might be an interview too, which would be hot. You wouldn't believe what they've got on their website. Let's check this out. Hey, Chris. Chris, something's been happening in Hangouts where you and Jeff Otto have been trying to do a call with me. Has that happened on your end, or is that just me? I don't know. Email me or say it in the chat. It's all good. So I'm going on the Google here to get some video, or go to the website, and we'll share my screen after we get there. And we'll show you what exactly this home and miniature land is looking like. And this is the kind of thing I am stoked about. So we'll get rid of the chat. That's probably going to get rid of the chat there. So we're going to go over here and do monitor capture. Go to home and miniature land. And see, look at that. There's a bike going past, and that's definitely a layout. Wow, that thing looks cool, actually. I want to make one. So they've got artist conceptual drawings of the Toronto and Niagara Falls, all kinds of stuff. Look at these high quality photos. This is an amazing project, and I would sell off my children to be a part of it. Hope you didn't hear that. So this is the Sky Dome. Look at that. Woo! Wee! It's fully automated. It's got lighting, digital assets. Beautiful. Subway, the TTC streetcars. Just a professional exhibit that I cannot wait to be a part of, if I can. Yeah, they got that bridge built. Look at that. It's hot. Someone needs to work on the water, though. That water. It's with the. Okay, I'm critical. They also need a little bit of dirt in this, but I don't think that will go very far if I suggested it. So I won't say anything like that, but this is pretty hot. So if you want to see more of this layout, there is lots of footage out there, lots of content for Our Home and Miniature Land, and I'm hoping to be able to do that sometime within the next 2 weeks, which will be awesome. Like, really, really cool. Hey, Chris, you know what? I'm doing an afternoon show, and really, I kind of march at the beat of my own drum. So if there's a time that you want to do this, you know what, dude? You're a local to me. I consider you a buddy. So whatever your suggestions are, I'm game. I'll bend over backwards to make it happen. I don't know exactly how I would make it happen other than doing hangouts. Yeah, we'd make it work, bro. For sure, for sure. Okay. So yeah, so we've got the Subway New York photographic props. They're just going to be small props for you know, for the gentleman to take his products to shows and have the products on the layout, not running in a static format. So the one prop is not, you know, none of this is about doing business with this guy. It's all about making content for the channel, and that's why I contacted him in the beginning. And I don't know if he knows it or not. That's what this gig is about. And there might be commercial avenues of it, so that might be fun. But I don't do this for money. You know, I ask for money all the time. And that's just so that I could feed the fire. And you know what? If this whole YouTube channel went slower, like if I actually scheduled my stuff and put it out in a way all the other people do it, I probably wouldn't be doing all this stuff. It's all about doing it all the time, every day. It's all about taking a part of you know, every day to do my scale modeling therapy, which this is what this is. You know, if I wasn't doing this therapy, I wouldn't be doing a PG show. Yo. Hey guys, awesome. What? Oh, yeah, you're looking at our home in miniature land? You're probably not looking at this piece of junk. There's a 4-minute lag between you chatting and me seeing it and everybody else seeing it on YouTube. So sometimes I comment when you're looking at the old stuff. So imagine you're looking at our home in miniature land and not pumping my... Yeah, you are. At least we're on the same level. You're not boosting my ego here. I'm deflecting. I'm on the deflect. So, yes. So, lots on the go. This is lots of fun, you know. And you know what? There's this home in miniature land thing. You know, it's a 2-hour drive there and 2 hours back. So, you know, there's a lot of gas involved with driving there and back. Also, little known fact, I am visually impaired, and one of the major components of my impairment is night driving is a very dangerous thing. I don't really like to do it at all. So this has to be done during the day, and you know, it's kind of like the funding that I ask for all the time is all about the content. Not one bit of it is about getting rich. You know, sometimes you're watching videos and they're a little chintzy, a little light on the budget, and it shows. And I'm not really impressed. Like, I'm not really driven to make videos on a shoestring budget. I might as well just do this on my own without sharing it if that's the way it's going to be. Right? However, I digress, because this moss didn't cost a dang thing. The whole willow tree over there didn't cost a dang thing. Maybe we should throw the willow tree on here, see what that looks like. Never done that before. Let's put some trees on this thing, man. That's what I want to do. Oh. We're breaking it. I have to put these little vines sticking down from the tree so that it's like add some cool textures to the plant. I'm gonna turn around and look at this thing. You look at my work, shall ya? And then we got our nice big willow tree. That's hot if it stays. There we go. How's that look? Chris. I'm going to be selfish on it. I'm going to be honest with you because that's the kind of guy I am. It would be nice for me to invite everybody to go out there. However, the guy contacted me out of the blue. He contacted me directly. And usually when something happens is because I went and proposed something and had this big plan set up. But this time, that's not the case. And so going all out and asking for a group of 5 people to come with me really wouldn't give me the opportunity to have a private chat about conversations that we had in the past, me and this gentleman. So that's just the score. And you know what? I like to be honest with you. So that's what's going on. And I just noticed that we've got the chat all cut off. I'm not very good at this thing just yet. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. I'm gonna go like this. There we go. So yeah, Chris, that is a possibility. It is a closed exhibit. They are in a storage facility and have been in that storage facility for about 3.5 years. I sent a couple of, funny story. We all know that my forte is wood kits. And they sent me a couple of plastic models, and it was like, oh great, this is fun. You know, and I had to pull out some magic out of my butt. And I probably have the photographs here. You know what? Oh no, I don't have the photographs here. I've got to, just so many things on the plate, you know, just so many things. Like, I don't know. I always feel like I'm begging, and it's like, you know, you watch other shows and they're commenting about you, and it's like they don't get it, but you know, so I don't want every show to be a big Patreon thing. I put the sign down there, but if you don't want to contribute, that's all good. It's what I was gonna say is that you know, I'd like to show you the photographs of those models but I can't because they're hidden on a hard drive that's almost broken that I've got to replace. It's just a long, crappy story. And the thing is every time I get a little bit of money, it goes right into the models. So there's like a backdrop of stuff that I've got to repair and replace over and I've been doing this for 4 years now, making videos. So some of the hardware has been ruined. Look at my poor camera. So if you become a patron supporter, you will have my undying loyalty and love, and you'll be supporting the hobby. You won't be supporting my family. Like, it won't be a food thing. You're not paying my bills. You're not doing anything like that. It's not like you're going to be paying for my YouTube channel or me streaming to all these other places. Hello, Jennifer. Thanks for coming. Welcome to the show. So if you become a patron supporter, you know, that's rock and roll. You're supporting the cause. Well, look at this thing. You ask me, that looks hot. That looks pretty hot. And all these trees, except for the scenery and stuff, plants along the bottom is all either plant material or ground foam. Most of it's the mosaic blend. So let's get the camera back so you can look some more. Now that just, I guess we're still in focus. If we're not in focus, tell me if we're not in focus. Remember I said the vision was a little wonky. And you know what? That brings up a good thing. So I get asked all the time, so you make scale models and you say how do you do it if you're visually impaired, Ron? That's what it usually ends up with. The sounds like Beavis and Butthead. Remember those guys? Yeah. I am visually impaired. And I wanted to move this over. I am visually impaired, and you know, I work at the limits of my vision. However, I had a teacher. I went to high schools all over the province, all over the place. London, Aylmer, LaSalle, Amherstburg. 4 high schools there. London again. Hey John, thanks for being a supporter. Rock and roll. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up, bro. Okay. So I'm distracted easily. I'm a low quality content, I guess. I hope I'm funny, or at least funny looking. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, an art teacher, Miss McMahon, in Aylmer, Ontario, at East Elgin High School, and she told me, when you're doing an art, frickin' mouse is probably out there stringing a little bow and arrow together, bring me out and bite me. Hell, Joel Karma, thanks for stopping by. So my teacher, Miss McMahon, she helped me make some of the greatest art I ever did. And I never ever had an art teacher like her since or before. And I think that... Oh, it's that damn cat. So, if you gotta support those art teachers, because the good ones, really help you out. And what she said to me, Ron, is, you go do your art, and it looks really crappy up close. And what you gotta do is you gotta move back about 6 feet and squint your eyes. Get the hell out. Can't tell those cats to shut up. They just don't listen. So the thing is with my eyesight, it's just like I'm 6 foot back with my eyes squinty. And I think that, the way I see is perfect for art. I see color in such a way that it kind of looks good to me, and then it kind of looks good to other people. I don't know if that's what it is, but you know what? I gotta come to something. I gotta be, otherwise I'm gonna think I'm a dummy. The cat went right up on the air conditioner. So does my cat. And Skinny's not too skinny no more. So here we go. Let's go up and see what people have been saying, because I've been kind of ignoring it. So you know what, Sparky? My middle name's Melvin, and my nickname from high school was Biscuit. So have at it, yo. And I looked at your email, and I got your name right, I think. Honstein. Is that what it is? Honstein. Dave Honstein. Is that good? Did I get it good? Hope I got it good. John Dilly's a supporter, and Sparky's a supporter. Thank you, guys. It's amazing. There's about 12 supporters. And holy crow, who'd have ever thunk? I'll tell you, Lionel Strang never would have thought that. So what is the difference between the weld bond mixture you use and a matte medium from Scenic Express? Just curious what the difference is. Some of my friends use Elmer's White Glue 50-50 mix. That's a great question. And let's put man, I painted the damn thing out. Oh, man. Mod Podge. I think it's called Mod Podge. Okay, so matte medium from Scenic Express is simply an acrylic medium. Meaning, it's not a brand name. It is a substance that is the basics for artistic paints. Whereas an artist may have a high pigment paint they use. Let me go to my thing. So you get these professional acrylic paints like Stevenson Professional Acrylic. And these are high pigment paints, right? So sometimes when you're mixing colors, you want to do you have nice bright colors, but sometimes you want to have translucent colors. So you would mix your paint with a gloss medium or a matte medium to make different styles of paints. Maybe you want to take this and make it real glossy, so you'd make it you would mix it with a gloss medium. And it could be translucent, or you could put enough paint in it so that it was full coverage, right? So The differences between matte medium, Mod Podge, and Weld Bond glue really is the consistency, the thickness of the product, because they are very similar. Now, I say they're similar because I don't know what they're made of. I've just been using these things for a long time. But the thing that makes them special to me is that after they are dried and cured and gone clear on you, if you leave them out in the rain, the bond doesn't break. It's not waterproof, it is water resistant. And when you use some other glues, like, and I'm not going to pick on Elmer's glue because I don't know, I just don't use it. I had a problem once with a white glue that was like not Weld Bond, and it really messed me up. It really messed up bad. It started coming apart parts when I was mucking about with a lot of water. Like, here's a case in point. This, all the vines here, I had to first use my wet water on the vines and then use a really thinned out glue to penetrate the vines, right? Well, the only way that I was allowed to do that without the wood expanding and warping in an unmanageable way is because of the bracing behind those boards. And if you've watched my other videos and and heard me talk about bracing and the importance of bracing, you'll now know that I was not afraid to add as much water as humanly possible to that thing, because the wood grains are from side to side, and they go to each side, and they are glued to a stick, and that Weld Bond glue is not going to break free because of a lot of water. And I really put a lot of water on it. Like, I was using this towel on camera, wiping, like soaking up the excess that was falling down the wall. There was so much glue that it was puddling up at the bottom of the wall. So the difference between those three products you use and other white glues is the fact that they are a high quality blend, that Weld Bond is the thickest of them all, but they are high quality, right? And I don't know if they're called a PVA. I suspect that they are, but I don't know. The thing is that when you get Elmer's glue, you get yourself some greasy stuff that doesn't dry in a whole week. My Weld Bond glue is sticky, right? It's a champ. Like old videos from 4 and 5 years ago, we've got my friends like Chester Fessmeyer said, I can't believe you're building the Chicago L in this manner. And I'm just sitting here going, wink. And like I'm working like it's an assembly line because my glue is so great at holding things together. It is a hobbyist dream. So it's kind of a tough topic to talk about because it's really hard to find Weld Bond glue in some cases. All I can tell you is it's a product that is sold by Frank T. Ross and Sons, and I get it at Canadian Tire, well, no, not Rona no more, but it's usually at hardware stores. You know, when I was building stairs in the carpentry shop, they had 50-gallon drums of Weld Bond glue. The stuff is amazing. And we actually glued freaking stairs together with it on a regular basis. So beat that. I'm just kidding. So there is great question. Matte medium, it's just a different consistency, and I don't think the bond would be as strong as weld bond. I'm sure there are other glues that are amazing for this stuff. However, another point is this bottle is $9, and when you buy that Pacer products, the canopy glue, it's in a bottle this big for like $10-12, right? So you decide, like it's kind of, and I'm just gonna say one last thing on weld bond. I know it's really hard to get, and this is a real pain to you. I'm probably like sticking my finger in your side. But what was the last thing, for crying out loud? Help me out. Forget it. I said a lot of good points. It's thick. So Elmer's white glue is good. There's two different kinds though. I think that there is a school brand and one that doesn't have anything labeled as a school. One of them is a greasier formula. Just to get the whole span of my understanding of glue. One is a school formula and is greasy and is like I alluded to earlier. The other kind has a different formula, which is kind of dumb in terms of marketing. But if you look at that feature for Elmer's, the white glue, then that's good. But in the end, the properties of glue that we have to have, and we surely should want to have, is we want the glue to be super duper crystal clear. We don't want milky white or anything like that. And we want to make sure that that glue doesn't turn milky after a while. And I've had people come to me and show me examples of where certain glues, not weld bond, like weld bond will, I've had one instance turn milky white on me, and I really don't know what the heck I did to screw that up, but that's just life. Sometimes things get out of hand for you. So yes, 50-50 mix with water, and some people use dish soap. I am currently using dish soap, but my next batch is going to use glycerin. Now, I don't know if that's going to screw things up or not, but like I said a million times, you have to experiment to know firsthand how things work. You can only learn by feeling the grips of failure. You ever tripped on a curb and like almost fell on your face, and it's in public? The first thing you do is like, oh, did anybody see me? Did anybody see that? And then forever and ever, oh man, you're never going to trip off of that particular curb. You're always going to remember that. That's like experimenting. So let's go down. John Dilly said, hi, Sparky. Oh, I should say Hoff. You can start calling me Melvin now. It's all good. Ari said hi to Joel. Sparky is good. I think I started something, Dave. I'm good over here. Drinking coffee tonight. PG show. We're going to try to keep Sunday PG. Huh? Yeah. Ooh. Papi? I can't say your next. I can't say the Yangui. I hope I said your last name right. Welcome. He is. I think he said he's from Colombia, and he's he looks like English is the second language. Rock and roll. I am here to participate in your hobby, and please, if there's anything I can do to make things easier for you to consume my content, just feel free to contact me anytime. I'm going to put my email in the chat. And this way, if you want to contact me, feel free to do so. Okay. Okay, Chris, super trees. This is the super tree here with a... Oh. We got two cameras and I keep on forgetting this stuff. So I got a super tree here with a sage bush trunk. Top notch. Top notch. You really cannot beat super trees with the sage bush bases. And this right here is a super tree all by itself. Now I think it's called sea foam is the actual plant name for this. And this one has the sea foam foliage with my mosaic blend thrown on top. And then right on top, it's the same recipe as the willow tree. And I just did a video on that. Feel free to watch it. Get you out of the way. We want to see the willow tree. So yeah, super trees are awesome. And I can't get enough of them. They're great for ground bushes too. Don't forget those for ground bushes. So I've got these little the yellow loosestrife, the tall grasses, but you've also got the shrub bushes that the sea foam could totally do awesome. Really good. I want to thank everyone for the questions so far. This is great. We had a couple of shows earlier this week and then really didn't get any questions, and obviously we're just starting this. We all want everything to be perfect in our plans and all that from the beginning, so it's great to see things building up. This is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, my vision is scary, and I got an old Chrysler, but it's fast. And you know what's one of the things about fast cars is when they've got a super nice radio in them. Leadfoot, my friend. I gotta get new brakes on my cars. Joel Karma is probably commenting on my cat. And he don't listen to me anyways, Joel. You just don't worry one little bit. Because that cat comes in here with the direct orders to take care of that frickin' mouse. And he goes for a nap. So there. Hunstein, okay. It's spelt differently, though. You don't make it easy on anybody, Sparky. I'm telling you. I know why you call yourself Sparky. No. Well, no, I don't. But I'm getting it. Crazy Joe. Join the club, crazy. Okay. It doesn't sound like Honstein. You said it's Huntstein. Get it right, buddy. I'm not teasing you too much, buddy. You just give me the thumb. You give me the middle finger when I need it. Hello, Mr. Otto, the proprietor of Oak Hill Track Supply. Man, he makes some good products, man. I've gotten in a lot of trouble because of this guy, but I'll be supporting him for the long haul. I'll tell you that right now. He's a patron supporter too. And you see that fancy old welder, the soldering station that I've got? Jeff Otto's the contributor of that. He's a great guy, and those switches he makes and the switch jigs, they're rock and roll. Oak Hill Track Supply. Feel free to put your company name in the chat there, buddy. So Crawford's here. Hey, Crawford. I credited you. Easy for me to say, and I'm drinking coffee. As you can tell, your bros there. Might be a little bit too strong though with the way I'm talking. So, at the start of the show, I was talking about putting ink into the whole climbing vines. Now that was a piece of bush that just fell off. We're gonna get rid of this tree. We got ourselves a forest. So, you were saying something about the brown and the green and having the colored of the vines, coloring of the vines, and mixing it or using inks to color it. Let me pick up this tree before I step on it. Or branch. It was stepped on. So you're right, and I agreed with you, and you can go back to the video see what I said, but I agreed with you. I was thinking in my head, yeah, he's right, but I don't have any inks on me. But today, after it's dried, the brown undertones are working beautifully. And I don't know if you can see it nicely there. And if I brought this, I don't have an autofocus camera, so that's going to be a piece of crap. I'll try to do this. Here, we're going to fix this for us. We're going to show you, Andy. Boom. How'd that? So, as you can see, you know, the boy's thinking, and it's coming out good. So, as you can see, the green works well, but over here we've got brown tones, and up here we've got a dark tone, and up here is a brown tone. And although those root structures of the I tried to keep it on the camera, and it's it's messing with my mind. So those intermingling of the colors really did work. So I should catch up with this stuff. Good point, Andy. And I don't know what PVA glue is. You're probably the type of guy to tell me what it is, but I don't know what it is. And I think Weld Bond might be a PVA glue, but a very thick kind of PVA glue. The Mod Podge is loose. It as compared to Weld Bond glue, it is loose, and it doesn't stick in the same way that full strength Weld Bond does. But it's not available everywhere, like we've lamented. And like I said, the Mod Podge is a great product, and the Scenery Express mediums, acrylic mediums, is really good too. However, the one thing I've found out for sure is that the Liquitex versions of Ultra Matte Medium does not have the same effect from Matte Medium from Scenery Express. And I found that out the hard way. I don't know if that's... we're just trying to get all the info out, right? So, thanks, Andy, for your contribution. Totally right. You know what, Sparky? Every time I get on Twit TV, they talk about sniffing glue, and I'm not a goddamned PG show, and I'm not a plastic modeler. I'm a wood modeler, and if anybody gets a way to get high off of wood glue, you're 10 years too late for telling me. Just kidding. I didn't sniff glue then either. This conversation's going downhill quick. So yeah. You did end up telling me now, didn't you? And you were sitting there thinking to yourself, you just wait, that dummy's gonna get down that chat list real quick and you go find out what I'm talking about. Said like a person from your neck. You know what? We're gonna put the coffee to the side and really just break into it, because nobody's gonna have any fun unless we do that. And you know what? When I start drinking at 10 o'clock in the evening, I'm allowed. How much trouble can I get in between now and midnight? Midnight, I'm like Cinderella. Boom! My carriage turns into a pumpkin and I drop dead to the ground sleeping. I gotta wake up early, 7 days a week. It's just the way it works. So that's interesting about you saying vinyl polymer, because my daughter's right into making foam right now, or slime, and she goes through products and looks at their product ingredients, and vinyl's one of the things that she looks for. Nope. Nope. It's got an Equal logo on it. But, you guys, I'm sure people hate the fact that I talk about a product that isn't available everywhere. But it's just something that... I can glue glass to things, and you know, Elmer's glue won't do that. I can glue metal, corrugated metal from the Campbell's kits, the corrugated metal, that the historically available aluminum metal stuff. It's hell to try to glue to stuff, right? And I have learned how to do that over time by figuring, you know, by sorting out the issues, you know, small steps by steps. So, and weld bond is the one that, you know, is doesn't make a fuss at all. So, sorry. Joelle, I don't think you can get this glue at Walmart. However, at Walmart is that tacky glue, and that is, you know, it's suitable. I'm not. Please don't let my brand asphyxiation or brand addiction. I don't know what the right word is. But please don't let that get in the way of you trying out the other glues, because in the end, the most important rule, and if I've got a set of 10 commandments, is thou shalt experiment and find out for myself. Because that's the one thing that has always been my pet peeve in the hobby, is that I'll be doing something for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden somebody in the background says, I've been doing it in another way, and I know that fails on me on a regular basis, and they're going and promoting it in a clinic at a model train show or something like that. And it drives me crazy to think that people are using stuff that they know is failing on them sometimes and sharing that stuff. And if they don't know that it's failing them on them, like, you know, what's going on? You know? So that's that. You got to build the deck with beer, though, right, Andy? Is that the way? I'm a carpenter. Damn cats on the air conditioner. I'm a carpenter, and I like to start drinking around just after lunch, second break. Them's a good bit. You gotta have a chair, an Adirondack chair. You get your get your scraps and make yourself a chair. Try not to have a nail in the wrong spot. Jen White is putting you to work, Andy. Seems like you're spending too much time on your buddy's YouTube channel and not your own. So just so you know, we got that piece of it's a PSA right there for you, buddy. So I see that you've seen that, so I'm just poking in the ribs. Make sure that you try. Yes, you can definitely water weld bond glue down. Sorry I'm so behind on the chats. It might be coming fast and furious. I just want to make sure I get to everybody because I put Q&A in the title, yo. It's all about scenery, so I guess we're on topic. So this is my water and weld bond glue, and you know, there's it's super thick, so it's, you know, you can make it into a bunch of different consistencies, and for the properties, you know, you need different consistencies, right? Like for scenic glue, putting down ground foam on the ground, stuff that you want to pull into the foam. You want to have it super watery, right? So maybe 50% to 60% water, maybe, right? With a couple of drops of dish soap, right? So then I come back and we want to do climbing wall things because Ron thinks it's real pretty and it's going to be fun. It's going to be something fun. So I put like my scenic glue, which is 50 to 60% water, and put some straight weld bond into it. So I made it about, maybe a 60% weld bond because I wanted it to stick to the wall. I wanted it to not merely make the vines soak up the glue. I wanted that glue to attach to the wall so everything could mingle together. Another point about how I got this to glue properly is that another great thing about weld bond glue, it'll never stick to plastic, really. Like it's really hard to stick to certain substances, and the one thing that is almost impervious to glue is these bags that you get, or Ziploc bags. That material, plastic, it's impervious. So I used some bag like that, put it down over the vines, and then put my weight over top of it. And then I had my towel at the bottom, like I said, because the glue was soaking down and puddling at the bottom. So underneath the weight, or underneath the plastic bag, I put this at the bottom, put the plastic bag, put the weight on top, and left it for a few hours, and Bob's your uncle, whether you like it or not. Yeah, Home Depot may have it. Getting through. Okay, Joelle. You got my email. I know you do, because we sent some pictures the other day, and I still don't have them on this computer. I'm a tardy PG show. Beep. But glycerin. What do you use glycerin for? Do you use it to preserve your plants? Do you use it as a flow aid, like the UK guy? Let me credit the UK guy that I learned my thinner and the use of glycerin from is Luke's APS, All Painting Service. He does little figures for D&D. Well, not D&D. I don't know. There's all kinds of different things that those guys do, and sometimes you're stuck in your own vertical. If I say that he's doing My Little Ponies, is gonna get a little beeped off with me. PG show. I gotta keep within the rules of doing a live stream. Don't wanna make people nervous about the kind of person I am. I am rough around the edges, so you should understand that. So yeah. Bonjour, comment ça va, Joël Kama? Parlez-vous petit peu français? That was a creak in the floor. Honest. I'm a liar. Bit of a liar. I'll fib. Creative people are like that. You know what I mean? Maybe don't. I don't know. Oh, don't say that you've got a lot of sagebush in southwestern Kansas because I'd like to have some sent to me. The big box. The big box. I'm okay even if they break a bit of it. I'm cool with that. Cool with that. So I'm glossing over your stuff because I'm trying to figure out if I'm yeah, we're way behind, so I'm trying to keep to questions. So sorry, Andy, if it looks like I'm overlooking you, but you know what's up. There you go. Thanks, Jeff, for sharing your page. Actually, Andy, you should be making an effort to get a hold of this Jeff Otto character and get him on your show. I would suggest keeping that I don't know how to refer to him. I think you know who I'm talking about. That guy, the bootlicker, Tim Morris. Oops, did I say that out loud? Get Jeff Otto on your show for at least a show and have him make a few switches for you. He's down to earth. He'll actually go on your show, and you know, your viewers would probably like it a lot. How's that for you, Jeff? Give you the heads up. Can you send me your teeth? That's it. I got one false tooth here, but it's screwed into my head. I don't know if you believe that or not. You keep on going there, God himself, B. That's a good one. I think we're going to have fun with you. You keep on starting that one. You better be saying some more stuff down the line here. Albert Mason. Oh, man. Now okay. So, chat decorum requires you to have a noun as part of your statement. If you say, how much do you charge for something like that? I can suspect a lot of things that you're talking about. You might be talking about this structure here. There's two ways of looking at my price. If the kit is like $50 to $150, it is 2.5 times the price of the kit. Okay, and then that covers my costs, my materials. There's no extra costs, so you can do that math. And if it's over that price, I can't really charge 2.5 times the cost of that. So what I am at that point is that I will do $100 days. So if it takes 5 days, it's $500. But I am a fast builder. I am an experienced builder. I've done it on camera enough times that you know that I've whipped out kits as quick as PG show. I gotta stop myself. I've let some slip. I'm a tardy bugger. We're trying to keep it so I don't get talked about. You know what I mean? So, okay. I don't know where this God himself is talking, and I hope he's maybe on your stream there, Sparky. But if he's getting out of hand, You've got the power to do something about that, bro. Okay? If you're still here. Pumpkin. That was a while. That was 10 minutes ago. Man, you guys are chatting like crazy. I gotta get this through. Holy smokes, I'm so far behind. This is awesome. Thanks for doing this. Alright. Woodland seems real good stuff. Joel, $20 a bottle. Okay. Sparky, I use gloss medium for my water. It's really the only way to go. And that's either the Scenery Express stuff, Liquitex stuff. It's awesome stuff. And I'll show you it. You can bring some home with you. Mod Podge is kind of like that stuff, but I don't think it's exactly the same. Yeah, a lot of people don't drink Joel, and I'll admit, I was probably considered a pretty hefty alcoholic at a point in time in my life, but then I had kids and cleaned it all up. The way it happens, and the last few years, I'm not the kind of guy to take on do medications or go to psychiatrists and stuff like that. And over the nervous breakdown that I had last year, yeah, I have one. Some of you saw it. It was pretty bad. I'm not interested in going on some biologically changing chemical concoction that's gonna break through my mind in some weird and blunt force trauma kind of way. So I drink every once in a while. It's not gonna help anything, but sometimes when you have a drink when you're depressed, it's not depressed. That's stupid. That was uncalled for. I didn't mean that. Give me a one-off. Sometimes when you're feeling like you're in a bad mood, not depressed. Never drink when you're depressed. PSA. But when things are bringing you down, you have a drink. You listen to some old 80s music, and that is Prozac, my friend. I don't know what they call it in your neck of woods, but that's a brain pill right there for you. 80s music and one glass of beer. I don't know what to say. No shit. PG. So you use your flow aid for your airbrush, and that's why I started using it. 100% Joel. Yes. 100%. That's why I started using my flow aid in the way it was, because when I was using dish soap, the problem was it was bubbling up in the airbrush. It was looking like crap. It was screwing everything up. But then I found out from Luke APS that about the flow aid, and just like you're saying, putting it in my thinner, it works great, doesn't it? Awesome. We should do a hangout sometime so you can teach me how to airbrush, or at least clean that bugger out, because I have issues with that. Yes, I'll pay the shipping for sure, milady. You see now, Sparky's answering for me because he knows that I'm behind. The chat's behind 10 minutes. This is what I'm talking about, Andy. Unlike the other guys, that's okay. I'm cool with that. I know who you're talking about. Thanks, Sparky. Don't delete him. Let's not block people unless they do the 3-strike rule. And that 3-strike rule can't happen in one night. 3-strike rule has to happen over 3 shows. Let's do that rule as the moderator's creator. You know, because the guy might have been having a down day and he was listening to 80s music, and instead of drinking 1 glass, he drank 2. Yeah, Jeff is on the September 26th show of Kim Patterson's What's Neat. And I think I'm going to be doing the intro pretty soon, Jeff. I don't know if you sent him a good word for me. But you should do it. He thinks I'm a nut bar. I probably am a nut bar. Well, whatever. I'm okay with that. Van Gogh was nutty too. That's some heavy information there, Joel. We'll always be friends, okay? So Andy and Jeff got a little bit. Andy and Jeff sitting in a tree talking about business. Yep. You know what? I run up unscripted, Spark. But I know you're just talking about the Hoff. Hey! Let's do it! I figured this out. Remember we were talking about the masking? And then I screwed this up like an idiot. Well, now we can fix it. There's always see, when you're a master experimenter, aka master screw-up artist, you learn how to land on your feet. And in this case, we had this beautiful tissue thing that I was trying to make sure I did something that I saw Crawford saying before. Full disclosure. So we got it here. I screwed it up. The inkjet black bled into everything, which was pretty funny after the fact. Let's just be honest with each other. Okay, I'm going to make sure I'm 4 minutes behind on the chat. I'm going to get to the end of the chat, then I'm going to make sure that it's going so it's automatic again. First steps first. I got to finish the slow-mo roll. Is that how you guys say it? You know what? If we didn't suffer, we wouldn't feel so creative. There would be no need for therapy, the scale modeling therapy. Here now. Okay, so if I missed any of your questions, sorry. Shoot the question up again in the chat, and I'll catch it there. Or Sparky will point it out to me. He said, "Dummy, you missed something." Now let's... I'm not doing that any justice. I think that's probably the best we're going to get it. I'm sorry if I... We're going to get a autofocus camera soon. So this is a bunch of masking. And I pulled off quickly because I don't want you to see what I put. I want to make some... I want to make a store name about some jackass guy. So I got to cut some of this out. Got a new blade. My daughter saw this at the store and picked it up for me. So we got... Okay, so we got a nice mask here. We're gonna hope that yeah, it's too big. That's okay though, we'll work with it. We'll fix it. So that's a nice knife. You know what's awesome is my daughter, she really, like when she saw that the willow tree, and she's like, "Dad, that's a tree!" And I'm like, "You're right, man." And then she buys this number 11 blade. I've been lamenting about cheap number 11 blades my whole life. Like, the one thing I'm worried about more than anything is losing my vision all the way. So this is a killer device. Now I'm going to get a pack full of number 11 blades. I love that little girl. I'll tell you that right now. Every time. Okay. So, the way we're going to fix this is we're going to get some black paint and extend our... Thank you, Joelle. I hope you're not leaving, but if you do, that's all good. I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. Stu, right on, right on, right on. I enjoyed it too, Joelle. Okay, so I'm going to find some paint here. The problem with my shop is I've got a lot of stuff on the go. And that means that boxes and boxes are kicking around. So we don't want to use a brush because we don't want to have a lot of paint on the brush. So we're going to have to put on about a 3/4 of an inch on one side, and I'm going to try some... I got a bunch of these makeup brushes, but there are a number of different kinds. This is an open cell makeup brush. That means that you can see holes in it. Now I use these kinds for acrylic painting on walls and stuff like that because they leave a texture. However, there's another kind of foam makeup brush wedge, and it is a closed cell, and it's kind of like, it feels like it's rubbery, kind of feels like it's a little weird feeling. It's not like this textury, you can feel the holes in this wedge. But this one, there's much less of a texture. So these are really good for weathering and stuff like that. But when it comes to painting just acrylic on things. We just use the open cell ones because we purchased the wrong one. Well, not me. I sent out a request to purchase the makeup wedges, and the first time they went out, they didn't get the right ones. C'est la vie. So I'm going to get a brush so I can spread some paint out. Oh, here we go. Spread some paint out on the palette, and we're going to extend this sign by a little bit on each side. And I'm not going to add a lot to one side. I want to add a little bit to each side so that I can so I want to do each side so that I can keep as straight a line as possible. The farther out you go, the harder it is to keep a straight line. And you might not believe me, but you know, when the wall stands up and you look at it, it'll be like, oh my God, I messed that up. So that paint is a little too thick. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. If you like these videos, I would like you to consider becoming a patron. The address is right down there at the bottom. Maybe I'll start with the brush, just because I'm a liar. So here we go. We're gonna try to stay out of the light. Now, I'm putting paint on the brush, but I'm wiping most of it off. And, so I'm wiping most of the paint off. And traditionally, this used to be called dry brushing. However, the fact is that dry brushing is taking off a lot more than just a little bit of paint off the brush. This is more like what Brett Gallant termed wet brushing, because dry brushing usually ends up wet brushing in the end anyways, because you get too impatient and you just start going at it. And, you know, I'm just going to not beat around the bush and have two different explanations for both wet brushing and dry brushing, and I'm going to stick with that because those are two different applications. Feel free to ask more questions. This brush is too free. We'll wash that brush later. This one's got a stiffer bristle. Uh-oh. Sparky and Jen, it was a PG show. Heads up. Hunstein. Oh my God, I feel like I'm breaking in on something here. And the best thing about it is that the stream's on a 4-minute delay, and I can talk about what's happening to you guys. and you don't see it for a while. Don't get ahead of yourself. Stu Structures. A lot of items can be used for applying a paint depending on what in the end result. A lot of them are not made for that use at all. Yep, that's very true. Like this this little palette knife. You're in a hard card. Lots of things like that. You're right. You're absolutely correct. You know what? I should just paint. I should just we're just going to. My wife took the right paint, the tape that I was using last. Oh, there we go. Can't blame the wife no more. So next weekend, we've got a couple of interviews getting put together. We've got Hank Chen from China. We've got Gary Christensen from Oregon. And we also have Leo Politi. I hope you got your name right there, Leo. From Texas. So we've got a lot of interview content coming down the pike. You know, we're going to have most of those videos scheduled. But as it stands, they might just come out on the fly just like everything else does. You never know. Oh, gosh. Beat me out. Okay, I'll be careful. Sorry. All right. Jen's like, you tell him. These guys are not helping me at all. Okay. Yahoo Bathwater says, do you believe in God? My children are baptized and they go to a Christian school. Catholic school, I guess. And, yeah. I guess. This kind of weird question in a modeling type of discussion. You know what, Spark? Biff. it's a little bit off topic to go there, you know. Well, I'm not interested in talking about religion or politics at all. Don't get me started, because that's one way to get me depressed, and then I'll get angry, and then I might even want to rant. So yeah, lots of stuff coming down the pike, and not much of it's going to be talk about religion. So if you want to be like the coolest people in the chat, you should consider becoming a Patreon supporter. Now I know I'm putting a lot of tape on this. I just want to get this one spot and be done with it. So I got about a ½ an inch on this side, about a ½ an inch on this side. And I guess I should make sure it's going to fit. Yep. everything's gonna fit on my mask. So we're gonna pull out our black paint and paint off of camera, because I've learned that lesson before. All I'm using is a flat black. There we go. And now we're going to come back and do something fancy. I don't have much thinner left, do I? This is the rest of my thinner. The Flow Aid that Joelle was talking about. I got a little bit of thinner left. I'm going to use my sponge here. Now I'm going to try to get a little bit of black paint off of the edges so that we can see some brick. Get a lot of alcohol thinner in here. We're gonna just try to muck about with it. Yes, it's working. I know you can't see it, but I'm putting my alcohol thinner on it. Maybe you can see it there. Oh, it's not even on camera. You see a little bit coming through right here. So that's called landing on your feet. Gotta start cleaning up this darn desk. Now we're gonna take our It took off some paint too. I guess that's not a problem because it was stained with So I'll touch this part up with a brush, but obviously pulled off some of the paint from the walls. We had some bleed through up here. Now I could touch up this bleed through up here with some more red oxide red paint, or a not a burnt umber, but a raw sienna, or burnt sienna. Possibly. Lots of options, lots of options. Okay, so our next step here is to grab some white. I'm using this Folk Art Home Decor chalk white, and I like this paint because it's flat. Chalk usually ends up turning out fairly flat. I'm going to have a lot of cleaning to do after tonight on my brushes. You know, it's okay to leave your brushes for a couple of seconds after you've got paint on them. I just come back with my wet water, which is the 50-50 water, my wet water, which is just water with a couple of drops of dish soap. Start talking too much there. I don't know what I'm saying. So, no, not a good brush. We want a brush with short bristles that isn't going to cause a lot of muck. Yeah, this one probably work. Okay. So now we got Working on the fly here. Didn't have this planned. I'll make sure before I get into this, we'll find out what everybody's saying. You, my hair's thin, huh? And she's bugging me too, Barky. You might have to use that moderator thing on it's a big responsibility. You got a weight on your shoulders of 1,000 men. Or maybe just one. It's totally going to be a Hoff sign. That sounds like it would be a lot of fun to watch there, Joelle. I like steampunk. I love the Victorian era stuff and the fact of what would the future look like if the Victorians ruled. Yes. Well, I'm right into that idea. So I'm going to use a combination of my makeup brush and our white brush. So we're going to make sure that we're on all the way. We've got to get the letters kind of centered in the match. But the thing is this mask doesn't have the entire letters cut out. So I'm going to have to finish the lettering. Really wish I had a better view. I'm sorry about the view on the camera. If I had an autofocus camera, I'd have a much wider shot because my hands would be getting, like, I don't know. I just apologize for the limited view. Now, the thing I've learned about masking is that you need to paint 90 degrees onto it and be very light. It's okay to add a lot of paint like I'm doing right now because I don't want to add too many layers. I want to get it done in one shot. But I need to go down 90 degrees so that I don't get underneath the mask. And I'm sorry I'm giving you a nice view of my thin hair. But I gotta be able to see it. You guys are gonna figure out there ain't no shame in my game. The letter O has the middle cut out of it because I really didn't spend a lot of time putting in tabs in the lettering, which is a possibility, but not really for me because I'm just interested in getting things done. Actually, I've got an autistic kid who's running the computer that the cricket's on. So it's kind of like I'm stealing his computer away. And, you know, I only want to get done. I want to get things done real quick so I can get the computer back to him. So I'm going to paint around the O and leave the middle out. Because I'm the man with the brush. And that's just the way it's going to go, I guess. Now the great thing about this is if I overdo, if I overgo, if I paint over the edges or stuff like that, I can just come back after things dry and finish the edges with black paint. Kind of clean it all out. There are going to be parts of this that are a little sloppy looking, but as I'm painting this, I'm seeing brick patterns coming out, and I kind of like that in some small way. So I'm not really going to try to paint everything in fully when I start seeing a nice pattern that's suitable for the motif. But there are definitely some parts of this lettering I'm going to have to clean up with the black paint after the fact. Well, I don't know if that God guy's still here, but I noticed there's a live channel of some guy reading the Bible. If you're into live streams, and I'm sure you've read the Bible before, but you know, so he might be a good reader. He might have the voice of the century. Might be calling out to you from 2,000 years. Okay, is it gonna look good? Is it gonna look good? Probably not. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Woohoo! Okay. That worked out pretty good, didn't it? I like it. I'm not even going to touch it. Joelle said that she would hand paint this. But yeah, you know what? I'm noticing that if a keen eye would also notice that I didn't have all these words written out in the right order, and that's because I wanted to fit them on the masking sheet properly. I didn't have them sized. I had them sized out to the width like I showed in the video earlier this week, cricket masking, but I didn't have them in the right order so that I could spray paint it all at one shot. Hey Harry, how you doing? It's been a great show so far, Harry. You owe it to yourself to watch this one. This has been a good one. We've had lots of questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try my best to get to them. I'm going to have to look at that letter again because I don't know if it's done right. Yeah, thank you for watching, Harry. It's been great having you. It's nice to have people show up when you're doing this kind of thing. It's better than having nobody around, you know what I mean? Thanks for stopping by. I noticed you've been coming each day. Thank you very much, Harry. And is that your last name? Deal? You a salesman? You should be. We got a whole bunch of people here, you know. Yeah, those paint pens would probably be pretty good, eh, Stu? It's all about experimenting, my friend. It's all about experimenting. uh. Okay, this B is going to be a B. So I'm going to paint the inside black parts later. Because I forget how the font looks. We got a whole bunch of black down at the bottom of the sign. Might have to add more junk. Could be a spot for me to get something where Sparky wishes he could bleep me out. You might not find me pretty, but I'm easy. That won't work. I don't know. Okay, first try. We're going to do some touch-ups later. Please don't judge me on it. Don't judge me. Not bad. Not bad. Here, I got an idea. Let me go get my ruler. I gotta clean this ruler off. It's got stuff stuck to it, so we're gonna stick this here first. Ah! You didn't hear me scream like a girl. Oh no, I screwed it up already. I biffed that up. I'm going to clean that up with black, and if I don't like it at all, I'm going to paint it all over. Paint black right over it. Gosh. You work on the fly like this, you live and die by the sword. Hey? Live streaming. I wonder if Bob Ross did everything live. Oh, speaking of Bob Ross. See, as you can see, a couple of squirts with my wet water, and my brush is all cleaned up. I'll do the same with the black brushes. So we're at the point here where it's about 11:12, and I'm going to find myself a cup, and we're going to congratulate ourselves on a mostly PG show with some totally non-PG stuff. Now what I'm going to do with this Hoff's Hangout sign is I'm going to clean up the letters as best I can tomorrow. I'm going to look at the fonts. I'm going to try to recreate the lettering that is in there. And then after I'm done that, I'm going to cover it over with a matte medium spray. Or a matte spray. So that looks pretty good to me. To start, we're going to put something down in the bottom here. I don't know. Could be derogatory. We'll have to wait to see what that is. Not today. Because I rarely ever build something to finish that night. There's parts of the project where it is totally appropriate to allow paints to cure. Not just merely dry where they crust over the top and the bottom is still wet. You know when a paint is dry, because if you, like say we painted the white down and we just let it crust over the top and then we added some black after the fact, the black would activate that skin and it would totally mix with the white. That's not dry paint, people. Dry paint is when you wait for 24 to 48 hours and then you take a big bad brush of black and paint it over top, and guess what? It's black. Because the white paint is dry and it is not going to activate again because it's called cured. Now that's a technique I learned off of Brett Gallant from Sierra West Scale Models. So this is the point in the night where I'm going to, yes, still cleaning the ruler is right. Yeah, you're right, Sparky. If you all mouse to the right of the comments, you'll see 3 black dots, and those often called the hamburger menu. Just so you know. And in the hamburger menu, you can go to all the participants' channels. You view Sparky's channel, Joel's channel, everybody's channel. If you just got here and you haven't seen it yet, this is the climbing wall vines, all dried up and looking good. So I'm going to look down here. Yes, Joel, you're right. But I don't have any nice brushes right now. I'm really running at the end of those. I usually end up cutting them down, which really screws it up. Thanks, John, for stopping by. Okay, rock and roll, Jason. Thanks for watching. Right on, Sparky, right on. Thanks, Joel. I enjoyed it too. What are we at? We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. You guys all telling me it's time to go. I forgot. Thanks for watching, everybody. The link is Ron Perry at patreon.com. all backwards, a little dyslexic for you. Patreon.com/Ron Perry, P-A-R-E. Thanks for watching. And come back next time. Yeah. We'll find another night and we'll try to keep these regular. I think the Saturday afternoon at 3:30 for the UK European crowd. And if you're out and about in the afternoon, that's 3:30 Eastern time, which is about 9:30 UK time. And you guys should be able to figure all that out. That's probably 5:30 in the morning Australia time. I'm starting to figure these things out because there's a lot of people from all over the world, and it's really killer that this is happening. So, and mostly PG. Sunday show is going to try to be PG. Saturday show may not, because I like to have a little drink in the afternoon and then have a nap. That's a champ's nap, I'm telling you. So Sunday at 9, Saturday at 3:30, and we'll maybe pick one other night of the week or something like that. So see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. 25 people. Wow. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. I'll go put my hand up like this so I know when the stream ends on the other side. I forgot. I could have done this from the beginning, but I'm a little dumb. I wonder if this is still being recorded. I'm waiting for the hand signal to come up, and I'm making all these goofy noises. Oh, there's the hand. I gotta shut it off.